Well, history is being made in the UK with Prince Harry taking his stand, the stand that is, in his lawsuit against the British tabloid, the Daily Mirror. This is the first time since the 1800s that a senior member of the royal family testified in a court of law. Prince Harry accusing the Daily Mirror of hacking into his phone to gain personal information about him and his wife. The Daily Mirror refutes those allegations, stating it used legal sources to obtain any information on the royal family. Let's turn to legal expert and criminal defense attorney Alison Triessl to talk about this a little bit more. Good morning. Explain why it means anything that Prince Harry is taking the stand in court in more than 130 years. I mean, obviously, there's concern he's going to air a bit of their dirty laundry, so to speak.
Right. And that ship sort of has sailed.
Exactly.
Right. He's written a book. He's had the podcast. They've had the show. But this is a really big deal because royals do not take the stand. And in fact, for the most part, they just simply don't respond. Or if they do, they leak some information. But this is the first time, as you said, in 132 years that a senior royal has taken the stand. And in that time, things were a lot different where you weren't subject to a grueling cross-examination, which this has already started to be. So the case started with Prince Harry being a no-show yesterday. And if you're familiar at all with judges anywhere, they don't like being stood up. So Harry was there yesterday. He didn't show up. He's on the stand today. And so far, it's been pretty tough for him. So most royals avoid that kind of spotlight because it can get very ugly.
I have compassion because, as a girl, I grew up watching him, and his life was fascinating, and he was handsome. He's still handsome. And he's, the royal family. But now that he has written Spare, his memoir, and now that he has stepped down from royal duties, he's a bit of a pariah in some people's minds. But he says he's on a mission to stop the British media from obtaining information illegally about the royal family. Can he really make that case, considering he kind of took himself out of that position?
Well, I agree with what a lot of what you've just said. I mean, many people have always rooted for Prince Harry. We know that the death of Diana was heart-wrenching for him, and he's had troubles along the way. But in Britain, he is a pariah. And he's very lucky that this is being tried in front of a judge and not a jury, because I don't know how a jury would feel about Prince Harry coming back and claiming airing some more dirty laundry. But on the other hand, this has been his lifelong quest. That he has believed that these journalists must be stopped, that they have preyed on him and his family, and they've done it solely for commercial purposes. At one point, he claimed, you sabotage every relationship I have with a female or otherwise, because the narrative is better for you if I'm single and I'm having a hard time at life. That sells more magazines. So his claim is quite interesting. It is that through the years, and we're talking about a span of from 1997 to 2011, this magazine group, hacked his phones, hacked the people around him, and obtained the information illegally, as opposed to stories being leaked by people at bars that he went to, or even the royal family. What he's saying is that they illegally hired private investigators to get this information, or they hacked his phone, which is a crime in the UK.
Who wins? Who do you predict wins?
Well, the problem is, and I would say that if they can show that they actually hacked into his phones, if Prince Harry and the other plaintiffs in this case, because he's one of several plaintiffs in a much larger case that's going to last 7 weeks, if they can show that there in fact was illegal activity, I believe that they will win. But if Harry if the indication of what his testimony has been so far, so there are 140 articles that he says were the result of some illegal activity, whether that's hacking or using a private investigator.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.